So the Minier marketplace is coming. So as you can see, it's a prototype. So everything you see, all the images are work in progress, but this is something that was long overdue. Right now, when we share snippets or maps or anything of that nature, it has to be in a certain format, and it has to be sent through the Discord channel, and it's not very convenient. And so the marketplace is a great way to do that. Bad cropping? What do you mean bad cropping? What's my cropping? Too zoomed in? I'm seeing the website as it is. No? Something wrong? We'll get the VR support. That's way beyond. You only have the top left of the website? I'm not even seeing. Oh. No? Oh. Yep. He was right. All right. That's a bit better. Thank you, Vince. All right. So as you can see, the marketplace coming. We have, so you're going to be able to log in, so you can sign in here. You're going to have your username, and you will be able to share snippets and maps and universe, and later on characters. This is where you're going to have access to your dice. So if you've been supporting the Kickstarter, your dice are gonna show up here, and so this is all made to be able to do free and also paid. So as you remember, Minier is free. All features are free. This is not where we will make money. It's going to be people just sharing stuff amongst themselves. And we're going to create also stuff. If we create a dice set and we sell it, but also if someone puts a map, we take a percentage, and you make money, we make money. And so this is how it's going to work. As you can see, you can start exploring now. You're going to have keywords that you can classify it by. So floating islands, going to show all the floating islands you have. It's not working extremely well now, but there's going to be rarities and all of that. So the marketplace is basically functionally there. The only thing is we're going to link it to your accounts. They're already done, right? Because when you log into Minier, you have an account that you've done on nog.com. But yeah, this is all coming, and this is going to be a good way for people to share that is not on Discord. Because right now I feel like, some people have made some great snippets. They've made some houses, and I've made a couple things that took me a long time. And I would like to have a tile here so people can just go on the website, click on, oh, I like this, just like favorite it or purchase it. If it's free, it's just like you purchase for free. And then when you're in game, you're going to be able to just copy paste, and it's going to be very, very convenient. So that's the first thing. The marketplace is coming, and that's going to really help for map building. So that's kind of one aspect of the VTT I wanted to talk about. And the second aspect is, let me switch to it. I don't know if you have any question, guys. Go ahead. Do not hesitate. Allow. All right. Give me one sec. For this one, it's going to be this. So it is a black background, but it doesn't matter because I'm showing UI. So this is the new UI we've been working on, and I'm going to give a tour. And that's new also for VIPs. We didn't show that a couple of weeks ago. But as you're going to be doing more and more play and you're going to need more VTT functions, we realized that the UI was really a blocker. And so we wanted to go further on the UI before we would dig into, character sheets and inventory and stuff. And we needed something that works really well. So here, imagine it's a layout that will be above Minier. So this is going to be the new main menu, for example. I'm going to go from here. So you're going to have your profile here. You're going to have the version, link to the socials. You can open your settings from here. So you see it's very different than before. Before we were using kind of a mix of Unreal stock UI, and now it's our own that we've made. But like the audio, the display, the account, everything is going to be in there. And here you will see other things. For example, here is just to resume work, to resume play. So when I'm going to click on it, we're going to go in game and I'm going to show you what we have too. But if you want to see your universes, for example, it's going to look like that now, which is, if you ask me, way better. And so here you can select, you'll have a bunch of information, last played, you're going to have all the players that have been invited to this map before, Forgotten Realms and stuff, and you can, the number of boards, so the number of maps you have in there, how many sessions you've done. You're going to have the /played also. We think it's kind of a fun, metric to have. And so all of that is going to be here, and you can launch at any point or invite your friends. So that's going to be the new kind of board selector. Here you're going to have the release. How do you call it again? When you have, new version and the kind of recap of a changelog. Thank you. So you're going to have the changelog here. So even if you're not on Discord and you pop and you're like, oh, that's 8.0 is out, what's in it? And you click and we're going to have a roll up in there. By the way, just like a little side conversation, but we're going to stop doing 0.8, 0.9, 1, and because there are huge patches. And as I've discussed at the beginning, because now we're slowing down, we do want to release more patch. And so we're going to do 8.1, 8.2, 8.3. And every time we have something that we think is meaningful, so sometimes it's going to be a few weeks, we're going to release it. And we're going to stop to try and have every time like a really good bunch of stuff to show. So it's kind of different versions. Because from the 0.7 to the 0.8, it really feels different. But we do want to include you, and because we've slowed down, we think it's a better approach. So more updates, less consequential. Sometimes we'll have a big thing to drop, but nonetheless, we're just going to release the updates. So that's what I wanted to say about that. And also here, as you can see, I've touched a little bit on it, but we are on the tutorials. So now we'll have a bunch of tutorials. We'll have a mix of videos, as you can see here. It's going to be a video, for example, and a few things to do in game. And so the tutorial will accompany you from, okay, what is the UI? How do I show the UI or hide it? How do I create a world? Down to how do I change the stance of a token and how do I mirror this or duplicate from this view? So from very, very general things to very, very minute and very precise features. And so all of that is going, and it's going to track your progression on the tutorial panel. And so you're going to have a bunch of tutorials here, going to unlock, and then it's going to be classified by basics, what is about creation or just characters or the sessions and all of that. So that's really cool, very exciting. And it's kind of to answer, someone said like, oh, it's kind of rough now. You get there and you're like, oh, how do I control this again? And so we have the little tooltip on the bottom right that I've shown earlier, and you have this too to really get in. All right, and now let's go in game. So the background is an Unreal Engine basic just showroom, so don't worry about it. Just look at the UI. So all the UI is now also a little bit different, and we're going to a more custom feel. So, for example, what I'm gonna have is here, if I click to universe and stuff, I go back to that. I have my settings that I showed you before. So you will have access to what you had access to before. You can go from creating in GM to play here. It's going to be very easy. Open world, dungeon, you can start changing, and you will have different layouts. So I'm going to show you a few different layouts, for example. So this one will be a left bar where you have your point of interest, the measure tool, dice roller. All of that's going to be on the left side. I'm going to click on it after. But it also can be symbolized here. So don't mind the black square, it's just a UI thing, but imagine it's on top of your world. So a very small and neat little bar where you can toggle your token configuration and dice roller, and so you're gonna have like a quick access to all your tools. You can have this little symbol version of the tools on the left panel, and every view will have this function which we call borderless, and that basically is you can do whatever you want with it. And so, for example, my dice roller is here, and I want to put it here, right? So now, when I open it or retract it, it's here. My asset browser is here, and I can come and I can go on the edge, and I can do my layout. So, for example, I want dice roller here, and I want the measure. So I pop it out. I'll show you how I did that. I'll put the measure here. And so when I want to measure, I open this. I can do a circle measurement tool on the ground. I can use the dice roller. In here, I can click 2 times. So I want a 2d4 and 1d8. You see here, 2d4, 1d8. I can roll, and I have my results. So I have all the recent history here. I can reset. I can do 2d6. And here I have it in the recent. You see that I know I rolled a 14 and I rolled a 6 right here in the recent rolls. You can do a secret roll. So if you're a GM, of course, you need your secret rolls. You want to know how much you've done. And so this is going to show as secret. When you throw them in the world, you'll have your skin here, selectors. So here it's just symbols for now, but later on it's going to be little thumbnails. You're going to have arcane dice. You can roll in secret or not. And you have it all, right? So it shows you what dice you had, the results you had. And it also does the breakdown. So it's an 8, but it's also a 5 and a 3. And we all know how important this is when you're rolling multiple dice and if you do advantages and stuff like that. So that's going to be your dice roller is over there. And what I do is I can do save as dash. And so now my layout is here. If I go to the default, you see that it was this. There's like a configuration of the light. You know, I can change my lighting and intensity of the light. But if I go back to layout and I do dash, it goes back to what I had. So now you can have a builder layout, you can have a play layout, a battle layout, and a RPG kind of more, role play layout, and you can switch from one to the other. These layouts are intended to be shareable. We'll see about that, but it's something we would like to do. And so that's really cool. Any use on the dungeon door, the dungeon that brings you to the door? No, not yet. But again, right now it's not something that is very high in the priority, even if it's kind of immersive. But you can actually go yourself if you're in the same universe as your player. You can already today, you can go into a dungeon and you can teleport all your players and they will load into the map. So we feel like it's okay. We have other fish to fry, I guess. So how do I get all my tools? So as you can see, I can pop this up, and this is a really cool addition. It comes from Vince. Great thing is it's control space, so it's very easy to remember. And so here you have all your windows. So for example, I can pop point of interest. I'm going to put it here. So the tavern, here I have all my players. I can show the POI to them. I can teleport them. Whoop, I have a little tooltip saying I teleported him to the tavern. I can go and see all my point of interest here. I can collapse it now. Then here I have the measurement tool, light config. You saw it, the token configuration and character and everything is just about, you know, the position and how their character base is shown and stuff. So here it's kind of prototypey, but I'll show you some other things that are kind of cool. The dice roller you've seen, we've added timers now, so you can start a timer, but you can also do a chronometer which goes up, but you have timers that go down. So if I do, for example, 10 and I'd say add, it's going to start instantly a 10-second timer. And when I'm at the end, you see plus. But if I do 1M or 3M, then it's going to add 3 minutes, right? And you see timer finished right here on the bottom right. So it's giving me the notification. Here you have a little notification to know how many timers you have. What is it? Overlay. I think your numpad is used to switch between scenes. Yes. Do you see correctly now? Okay, but I switched when I typed. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm back. So the timers. So you can put a label, for example, ambush, and you say in 5 minutes. And that's it. Your ambush starts in 5 minutes. You'll have a notification. So that's cool. Love the timer. Notes coming up. So now I can start typing to remember something. And if I could do Control Enter, now my note is saved. And so same, I can go and tap it here, and so I have my little notes as a GM. It's extremely convenient, as you all know. And later on, you remember all the notes will be in the codex, so you can reorganize them and do a bunch of stuff with them. What else we have? Music player. And so now you'll be able to tell it in this folder, you can have your music, you put your MP3s, and you can start playing and everything. So this is gonna be cool. And what is cool about this tool is that, for example, if you press Control Space, here you can actually trigger things. For example, I can say timer 20 seconds, and it just started it, right? So you see this timer, it's a new one. And it did start the timer. I didn't have to go into the tool. And I can do another one. Example is, I don't know, 2D3 plus 1D6. It just rolled it. So instantly it's in my recent, right? It's rolled. It's 2D3 plus 1D6. It did it. And I have the breakdown if I go on it. So it pops up the thing, the tool that you're calling, and it's also doing the thing. So very quickly now you can do this kind of stuff. If you say notes, test note, because you didn't have time, it actually, you see note added on the bottom right. I don't know if you've seen the notification, but if I go in note, I have test note now. So you can like when you're getting used to it, you can actually press Control Space and you can start typing tools, and you can, if you want to, for example, find the measurement tool, you tap measure. Oh, I forgot the A. You tap measure, and it will pop, or depup because it was there. If I click it, it will show me the tool. But if you're gonna have a flurry of different functions that you can actually call from the tool prompt here. So that's what we've been working on the UI. And if you can extrapolate where we're going with this, well, first of all, it's very cool. I think it's way better than the UI we had. They were very complicated to work with. There were Unreal, Blueprint, UI, and they were kind of a very hard to work. And so we were stuck on the VTT functions a lot from that. And so now that we have this, we can actually start playing with it and start doing very interesting stuff. And so you see the UI and how it is now, and we're going to be able to expand on it. And when we do, obviously now will come the character sheets, and the mini map's going to come back, and you're going to have the notes that are linked to this and that, and this is going to be coming. And so if you mix it all, the way the Menhir now reacts super quickly, and it's way faster, and it's less buggy, and you have the marketplace to share stuff, and you can resculpt and you can change it, and the new UI is coming with the VTT functions. It's all coming together, albeit slowly, and we apologize for that again, but honestly, this is getting to a point where we can feel that all the bricks are coming together. We're not too far. And so, yep, I hope you're excited about it. We certainly are. And we wanted to show you that. Of course, it's work in progress, and anything can happen. We can be like, oh, we developed this and this is not working, or this brings another problem. That's game development for you. But so far it's looking great, and it's really something we're proud of. And so hope you like it. Do you have any question, guys? I've been talking for what, like an hour and a half, I think, or something like this. Marketplace currently, when will that be happening? So the 0.8 is really around the corner. If you're talking about, oh, timer ambush finished just right now. If you're talking about the 0.8, it's coming really soon. But we have some a little bit of more work. But again, like we said, we want to release, get your feedback, implement, go forward, and implement stuff as it comes. So it's really not going to be too long before you can have the version you've seen me work with in your hands directly on Steam. Nothing to do special. Hey, Shardy, how are you doing? You missed it all. You just came here. If you do, it's recorded. I'll try to compile it quite soon, and I'll put it in the chat. You're working. All right. Nothing wrong with that. You have to. All right. If you guys don't have any more question, I think that's kind of the end. Is there anything else we wanted to touch on? Quality of life, all of that. Nope. So the VTT game mechanics implemented. Well, that's what I've kind of what I was touching on is first we have the UI to implement. And when you see all of that I just showed, when you see it in game and it's going to be usable, then we're going to make probably big progress on the VTT function. So it's coming after. In terms of when do we have, I can kind of talk, or Vince can probably do better job than me on saying when the 0.8 is going to be out. Maybe it's going to be in a few days, maybe in a couple of weeks. But I think it would be in that range. But in terms of when is it going to be the next big thing and stuff, like we don't want to promise this anymore. It's like I've said at the beginning of the stream, for those who weren't there, we're on reduced staff. It's very complicated for us to go faster. And so there's no way we can make promise that we can keep if we go too far ahead. The next update, yeah, sure, we can talk about that. We see the work, and we know the firepower we have in the company. But saying like, oh, when 0.1 is going to be out, there's we don't want to promise that, because thank you, Wilshire. That's very thoughtful of you. 1-2 year? Well, no, we don't know, but 2 year would be too long. That's for sure. And assembly, woo, that's gonna be big. Assembly is gonna be awesome, but yeah. Well, anyway, thank you very much, everyone. That's where we're at. It's exciting progress to us. I hope it is for you, and I hope you're gonna be sculpting. I hope you're gonna be creating worlds, sharing it with people, now that everything's easier and smoother, and it's really cool. And really, if you're like me, you'll see that you'll really take great pleasure when you're gonna start playing with the landforms and baking. It all takes a few seconds, and now you're in. It really you project yourself, and you're like, wow, with my team, and I'm gonna go here, and you start playing with it. It's really fun. I hope you all have fun. See you in the fall. So I hope we're gonna see you before we had again, like we said, we had a little bit of a hard time, but we're back. Rivers are coming back. Don't worry, Fly. I don't know when, but it's not one of the things that we're saying, okay, we're not gonna do it anymore. It's there. Lakes, you can have lakes, no problem. You've seen how I do. Like you dig a hole in your land, and that's it. It works. All right. Thank you everyone for showing up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.